How much time do I really need to prepare for case interviews? This is a question that we're asked all of the time. And the short answer, in typical consulting style, is it depends. But after over 15 years of helping over 15,000 candidates land consulting offers, we figured a few things out. So let's see if today I can help you figure out how much time you need to prepare for your upcoming case interview. There are a few factors that determine how long you'll need to prepare for the case interview. The first is your ability and your skills. And you need an honest assessment of your raw skills as they relate to the case interview before you really dive into prep. It's often most helpful to get that assessment from an external expert. But there are some skills that are just necessary to case interview success, and you may have some of those in your toolkit already. For example, quantitative analysis, executive communication, the ability to structure an approach to an ambiguous problem. Some of these are core skills to case interview success, and you may be starting further ahead or further behind than others in your development of these core skills. The second factor is just the speed and pace at which you learn. We've worked with candidates who have gone from zero case interview experience to fully prepared for MBB in as little as 2 weeks. And we've worked with other candidates who've wanted to take a much slower pace, and they've gone 12 months from starting their prep to being interview ready. So again, an honest assessment of how fast you learn is critical to determining how much time you need to prep for case interviews. The third factor is the quality of your practice and the quality of the feedback you get from partners. If you're working with quality resources and working with experts, that really accelerates and catalyzes your prep process. If you're going to try and piece together materials on your own and work with non-expert friends or peers or parents, it's going to take you much longer to get to an interview-ready stage. And finally, let me just say, this is different for everybody. I'm going to walk through some guidelines here that should help you start to figure out what the right timeline is for you. But the best way to determine how much time you need is to do a mock diagnostic interview with an expert who can tell you specifically for your target firms and your skill level how much time you'll need to get prepared. Now, with that being said, I have a few recommendations for you. And these recommendations are born from 15 years of experience working with over 15,000 candidates. If you are going to DIY the process, we recommend that you give yourself at least a 12-week prep runway. So work backwards from when you expect to interview, 12 weeks. And during those 12 weeks, you should be working 2 to 3 days a week, 2 to 3 hours a day. So overall, you're going to give yourself 60 hours of prep over that 12-week period. If you have an expert coach in your corner, whether that's a management consultant coach or whether that's a friend or family member who works in consulting, you can shorten that prep timeline considerably. You can work 6 to 8 weeks with an expert in your corner and be adequately prepared for the toughest case interview. In that 6 to 8 week period, you can practice for 30 to 50 hours total and be prepared. What's the difference between working with an expert coach and DIYing? A couple of things. First, an expert helps you focus on what you need to be working on when you need to be working on it. It's just more efficient to follow a plan from a guide who's walked the path before. Second, the quality of feedback that you get from an expert pinpoints your critical issues quicker. Issues that you might have uncovered after 5 cases, an expert will uncover after 1 practice case. That feedback is like a scalpel. It cuts right to the heart of your problems, and an expert knows exactly how to address the issues that they uncover. That kind of feedback accelerates your preparation process, getting you ready faster. So how do you speed your case prep process up if you don't have 12 weeks to get ready, or if you're just impatient like I am? First, focus on applied practice versus theory. You don't need a million casebooks. You don't need to watch a million videos of other people doing cases. You need just enough information to know what a case is and what your responsibility is in each part of the case. Once you understand what you're supposed to do and how you're evaluated, it's time to start practicing. The faster you get into mock casing, the faster you get into drilling your weaknesses, the faster you'll be prepared for an upcoming interview. Second, as you move into applied practice, practicing with an expert, having that coach in your corner is what's going to speed up your process the most. Doing mock cases with friends and peers and family members is great. You still get reps. But what you don't get is quality feedback. Mistakes and weak areas that you'll identify after 5 practice cases, an expert will identify after 1. And they'll not just be able to give you feedback that uncovers that blind spot, but they'll also be able to give you really tactical next steps and advice to fill that gap area. So after 1 practice case with an expert, you are well beyond where you would have been after 5 cases alone or with another partner. Third, the way to speed up your case prep is to track your progress over time. You're applying for an incredibly strategic role. You should be strategic in the way that you prepare. I like having a spreadsheet put together that lists all of the cases that I've done, who I've done them with, how much time it took me to do those cases, and the feedback that I received. What were my strength areas and what were my gap areas? As I track over time what I've done well in the past and what I haven't, it helps me focus for the future. What kinds of cases should I continue to practice to fill my gap areas? What kind of drills do I need? What kind of feedback do I want from my partner? If you rely just on your memory to keep track of all these things, then things will fall through the cracks. Put a tracker together to help you just ensure that the feedback that you've gotten and the cases that you've done along the way aren't wasted and aren't forgotten. If you want to put all of this advice together in one program where you're guided by an expert MBB coach, consider Black Belt. Black Belt is our flagship case prep program. Inside of Black Belt, you've got a coach in your corner who guides you through every step of the prep process. They assess you and diagnose you, they put a personalized plan together for you, and then you execute over multiple one-on-one coaching sessions. In between your coaching sessions, you get access to online materials to help you continue to focus on the gap areas that your coaches identified in your live sessions. You can learn more about Black Belt and read the thousands of success stories associated with the program through the link in the description below. As you check out Black Belt, make sure you also download our free 28-step case prep plan below. You can adjust this case prep plan for any timeline that you're on. The 28 steps will guide you through, in order, best practices to start to get prepared for a case interview. If you need a personalized plan, then Black Belt is for you. As you begin your case prep journey, we wish you the best of luck, and we have a plethora of resources that you can have at your disposal to accelerate your process. Subscribe to this channel for more great videos and join our email list. Again, the link is in the description below for free information and insights sent to your inbox every week.